Hi, it's Carol here, the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the power that you have when you start educating yourself on your nervous system and how it actually impacts the quality of your sleep. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about why our nervous system matters in the quality of our sleep. I'm going to give you a tiny bit of information of what it looks like, and so that you can recognize a dysregulated nervous system. And once you recognize that your nervous system is dysregulated, I then want to give you an exercise you can do before bed that might help bring the regulation back in, depending on how much dysregulation there is in your nervous system at the time. But this exercise can be done at any time during the day, and you can do it as often as you want, because it's really about attuning to our own nervous system so that we can bring in more resiliency in it that will then give us better sleep. So this will be the content of the video. Before we get there, though, I want to let you know that 2025 is just around the corner. I know you know this already. And we're going to start a new cohort of the Better Sleep community, starting like the first coaching call would be on January 7th. However, in the meantime, I wanted to give you an experience of the Better Sleep community. And what I did is I actually have 4 free coaching calls coming up, December 11th, December 18th, December 30th, and January 2nd. Each coaching call has a different topic. So if you just go to our website and under free coaching call, you will see that you can actually look at what each topics are. We're going to talk about like what the journey to better sleep looks like. We're going to look at our sleep patterns. What are sleep patterns that you're doing correctly, and what are ones you can actually amend to have better sleep for yourself? We're going to look at boundaries, how setting healthy boundaries actually impacts the quality of our sleep. And I think the last coaching call is about rewriting your sleep story. So we're going to do an exercise together to help you get clear on what your current sleep story is and how we can make it clearer. So those are the free coaching calls. Just go to the website, look for the link below in the description, and go sign up so we can spend some time together. But what I really wanted to talk about today is why it's important for us to understand our nervous system if we want to have better sleep in 2025. For me, I did not understand my nervous system when I was struggling with sleep. I didn't know I had a nervous system because I had never heard it in those terms. But since my lack of sleep and now getting myself back on track and all the education that I've done, I've studied with Irene Lyon, Deb Dana. They don't know who I am because I study with them on online courses, which is great about this online world. And learning from them and really diving into the health of a nervous system. What does it mean for a nervous system to be resilient so that I can sleep better? I come to understand how important it is for us, each and every single one of us, to take responsibility for our own nervous system. And the first step in that is really getting some education on why it matters, getting some education on what it looks like for you, for your nervous system. So I want you to think of it like this. I'm a visual person, so I like to put images. Your nervous system is pretty much the computer system that runs your emotions, your emotional well-being, your mindset, your behaviors. Your nervous system is that command center. And how is it that we as a human race don't understand our command center? We don't, right? Like, we've never been taught this on how to understand our emotions, our mindset, our behaviors. And what actually stops us from doing the things we want to do is usually a dysregulated nervous system. So what does a dysregulated nervous system look like? So I want you to just kind of like tune into yourself and think, how do I know that my nervous system is dysregulated? Do this using the 3 components to better sleep, which is your emotional well-being, your mindset, and your behavior. So for me, I know the minute my nervous system is dysregulated when I look at emotional well-being, so my emotions, when I feel like anger, or when I feel sadness, or when I feel frustration or irritability, anxiousness, I know that my nervous system is trying to tell me something, that it feels like something in my life is out of balance, or something in my life is crossing one of my boundaries, or something in my life is just not right. And so when I go to bed at night, ask yourself this question: what is it that I feel as I'm getting myself into bed? Do you feel a joy about going to bed and thinking, man, that's going to be a good night's sleep? Regulated nervous system. Or do you feel anxious, fear, Anxiety, oh, here we go again, dysregulated nervous system. So our emotions play a part in that. The second one is our mindset. So if you listen to what I've just said, I'm excited, emotion, about going to sleep because I know I'm going to sleep well tonight, mindset. On the other side, dysregulated nervous system, oh my God, I'm so anxious. I have fear because is this going to be another bad night? What if I don't sleep tonight? Oh my God, if I don't get at least this many hours of sleep, I'm not going to be able to function tomorrow. So see how our nervous system not only informed our emotions, it informed then our mindset, our thoughts, our belief about our sleep. And the last thing that our nervous system really informs, then it becomes our behaviors. So our behaviors when I'm in a regulated nervous system will be things like making sure I do quiet time before bed, looking at my to-do list with gratitude of what I've accomplished and what I want to do tomorrow, but with a sense of accomplishment, pride, or using my to-do list as a resource to keep me on track so I don't have that much mental load, as opposed to dysregulated nervous systems pattern behaviors might be being on your phone, doom scrolling on social media just to get your mind off the fact that you might not sleep tonight. It might be pacing around the house. It might be trying to do as much as you can because you know that the next day is going to be a miserable day because you might not sleep, etc., etc. So this is why it's so important that understanding what our nervous system is feeling will inform the three components to better sleep. And on one side, when it's dysregulated, we're going to have poor sleep. But on the other side, when we're feeling more regulated, we're going to have better sleep. And so what do you do once you recognize that you're dysregulated? What do you do when you know it's bedtime and you're like, man, you can feel like that on edge feeling, that anxious, that I know you know what I'm talking about. There's a huge difference between feeling calm and being, this is going to be a good night's sleep, to feeling on edge. So what is it that you can do when you feel on edge? The first thing I like to do is put my hand on my heart. This is just how I connect to myself, to my nervous system. So I want you to do that with me. Like just take a breath that's comfortable for you. So this is the exercise that I was talking about that we were going to do. It's just like, just connect to yourself. What are you feeling in this moment? Right? I'm feeling a little bit jittery. I'm feeling that little bit of jittery because I'm actually speaking to you, doing an exercise, recording a video. And I want to feel that little bit of jittery right now because this jittery is more excitement, it's not nervousness. But I still would describe it as jittery. Okay. And so if this jittery though was before bed, if this was like a half hour before bed and I felt jittery, then could I ask myself like, okay, nervous system, and I gently talk to my nervous system. Okay, nervous system, I feel the jittery. I know we had a not a bad day. Maybe it's a bad day, but I know we had a big day. Like I would talk to my nervous system as if I'm talking to a small child that needs my attention right now. Right? I know we've had a big day. I know we still have a lot on our to-do list that we didn't get done. Whatever it is, the conversation you're going to have, I can actually feel my heart racing. And it's okay that you're racing. What can I do, nervous system, to support you in this moment? Right? What is it that my nervous system, that I would feel supportive in that moment to help me calm down so that I can go to sleep? That is going to look different for everybody once you get here, right? You're doing that gentle conversation. What I teach in the Better Sleep community is a technique called holding the truth tapping. So then we would just start tapping on holding the truth of what is actually inside our nervous system in this moment. And the goal for that is to really get clear on what's getting in the way of my sleep. The second goal is to actually build resiliency in my nervous system so I can regulate easier, more easily or easier, so that when it's time, doing this over and over and building a routine of listening to our nervous system, then I know myself and some of the members of the Better Sleep community, we experience this now where just my hand there and I can go like, okay, what's up right now? Like, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? I name it. I do a few rounds of tapping. My nervous system can calm down and then I can go to sleep a lot easier. So I hope this kind of gave you a little overview of why it's so important to educate ourselves and why it matters that we educate ourselves on how our nervous system responds to our everyday life, because that will really make a big, huge difference in the quality of your sleep. So that's it for today. But again, I want to remind you of the free coaching calls coming up. If you're watching this and we're already in 2025 and you have missed the coaching calls, no worries, because I know once we're done with them, I will be putting them on my free resource tab on the website. So if it's after and you've missed the calls, you can still enjoy the content by going to sleepsuccessacademy.com, free resources, and download what you need. And also, if you find this video is helpful, make sure you share it with your friends or with someone you know is struggling with sleep. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. The more you do that, the more you help me reach more people so that we can make sure everybody gets good sleep. That's it. Bye.